There's a poison. It does not attack your body, it attacks your will. It does not make you collapse, it makes you feel comfortable, safe, and mediocre. The most frightening thing is, this poison is not administered by your enemy. It is administered daily, through the kisses, the words of encouragement, and the devotion of the woman you love. This is precisely what the philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer saw. He did not fear a woman who hated you. He feared a woman who tamed you. He wrote, and listen very carefully, the greatest threat to your future is not the woman who hates you, but the one who reshapes you. And let me be clear from the start, we are not here to attack or to spread hatred. This video is a defensive map, an early warning system for the soul, because the most dangerous forms of manipulation, they do not come with swords and daggers. They come in the form of a smile, an act of concern, and a promise of help. And perhaps, deep down, you have felt it. A vague sense that the fire inside you is growing smaller, but you cannot name the reason why. Today, we will name it. In the next 20 minutes, we will place 7 archetypes of toxic women in the modern world on the operating table, based on the warnings of great philosophers. We will go from those who attack your peace and your wallet to those who attack your very soul. And the final archetype, the 7th, is the most dangerous, because she is the one you would least expect. But the goal here is not just identification. Stay with me until the end, because after exposing them all, I will give you the golden key, a single secret for you to build an inner self so solid that toxicity cannot penetrate, not by running away, but by becoming immune. If you are ready for this journey, comment the word impregnable below to affirm your own commitment. Let us begin. The first archetype does not attack your wallet. It attacks something far more precious, your peace. Welcome to the domain of the drama queen. Her essence is this. She is addicted to chaos. A state of peace and stability makes her feel suffocated, bored. Her comfort zone is the eye of the storm. Therefore, she constantly creates crises, conflicts, and petty tragedies just to feel alive, to pull your attention back to her. Her mechanism of operation is an art of sabotage. Step 1. Create problems out of thin air. A text you did not reply to immediately can turn into a trial about your loyalty. A casual joke can become evidence that you do not respect her. Step 2. Weaponize emotions. Tears, punitive silence, sudden rages are not expressions of hurt, but tools to control and manipulate you. Step 3. The endless storm honeymoon loop. She will be the one who starts the fire, and then she will also be the only firefighter, appearing to soothe you after the storm she created, making you feel grateful and dependent. Think of Amy Dunn in Gone Girl, a master of orchestrating reality who can create a perfect world with an ocean of meticulously calculated drama underneath. And here's what most men miss. The new idea about her. She turns your vulnerability into fuel. She encourages you to open up, to share your deepest fears. But every weakness you share is not a brick to build connection. It is a bullet loaded into her magazine, waiting to be fired in future attacks. I know you've always been afraid of being abandoned, so now I'm going to show you what that feels like. How to identify her. Ask yourself these 2 questions honestly. 1, the peace meter. In 1 month, how many days of genuine peace do you have without any emotional crisis? 2, the good news reaction. When you share one of your successes, is she genuinely happy? Or does she find a way to redirect the attention to a new problem of hers? The solution here is simple but not easy. Refuse to participate. You cannot win a chess game against someone who writes their own rules. The only way to win is to flip the board and leave the room. But destroying your peace is just the beginning. The next archetype is even more dangerous, because she does not just create chaos, she drains your life force. That is, the leech. Her lie is so sweet. I love your ambition, I am your biggest fan. But the harsh truth is, she does not love your ambition. She loves the byproducts of that ambition, the money, the status, and the convenience it brings to her life. You are not a life partner. You are a one-way investment. Her mechanism is a silent transfer of assets. Phase 1, flattery. Initially, she is your #1 cheerleader. All your dreams are wonderful. Phase 2, demands. Gradually, the time you spend on your work, on your career, suddenly becomes time you are stealing from us. Phase 3, extraction. The entire flow of resources, time, money, energy, all flows in one single direction, toward her. Think of Daisy Buchanan in The Great Gatsby. She was captivated by the wealth and status Gatsby had built, but when forced to choose between true love and material security, she did not hesitate to retreat, leaving Gatsby with a broken dream. And here is the new idea about her. Her support is conditional. It is a transaction. It only exists when your success directly benefits her. But the moment your passion demands a small sacrifice from her, that support turns into resentment. How to identify her? Do 2 simple tests. One is the resource check. Create an emotional balance sheet. Where's the flow of money, time, and focus in this relationship going more? 2, the sacrifice problem. Ask her directly. If you had to give up one luxury to support my dream, what would you choose? Her hesitation is the answer. The solution here is the strongest shield, financial sovereignty. Build a life where your stability does not depend on anyone, and where no one can treat you as their financial plan. Being drained of resources is bad enough, but the third archetype does something even more cruel. She does not take what you have. She takes who you are. We are talking about the imposter, the soul sculptor. She does not destroy you. She upgrades you until you no longer recognize yourself. She's a sculptor, and you are just the clay for her to mold into the model she desires. You are not a partner. You are a project. This process is like surgery without anesthesia. It starts small, with gentle chisel taps. That shirt doesn't suit you. Your friends are not good for you. Then it grows, isolating and replacing. She gradually cuts you off from old connections, old hobbies, and replaces them with our things. And finally, completion and possession. Your new self is a perfect product by her standards, and your old self is just a deleted draft. Look at the tragedy of Friedrich Nietzsche. After his collapse, it was his sister Elizabeth who took control of his works. She did not just edit, she rewrote them, twisting his philosophy to serve her own ideology. She impersonated his legacy, and the main weapon of the imposter is this: the new idea about her, erasing the mirrors to the past. She will find every way to eliminate your close friends, old habits, heirlooms, anything that might remind you of who you were before you met her. Because when there is nothing to compare to, you will more easily accept the new version she has created. How to identify her? 1. The eye test. Try to make an important decision without consulting her. Her reaction will tell you if she wants a partner, or a project. 2. Look at old photos. Is the person in those pictures a former version of you, or a complete stranger? The solution here requires inner discipline. Keep a private room in your soul. It is a place that holds your core values, your non-negotiable passions, and no one, not even the person you love most, is allowed in. Being reshaped is terrifying, but what if the danger does not come slowly, but like a sudden knife strike when you are at your most vulnerable? That is the art of, stop for a moment. We have gone through the first 3 archetypes, and I understand maybe some of what was just said has hit home, has stirred up a memory you wanted to forget, but believe me when I say this, the last 3, they were just amateurs. The next 4 archetypes we are about to face, they do not just manipulate, they destroy. They are more sophisticated, more ruthless, and much harder to identify. So take a deep breath, prepare yourself, because now we are entering deeper waters, where the shadows no longer lurk on the periphery, but have infiltrated the very depths of the soul. The 4th archetype is the master of betrayal, so watching the backstabber. Her essence lies in a deadly contrast. On the surface, she is your closest ally, the safest vault for your secrets and fears, but inside, she is an enemy waiting for the right moment, a wolf in sheep's clothing, patiently sharpening her fangs. Her mechanism of operation is a coldly calculated 3-step strategy. Step 1, build absolute trust. She makes herself your safe space. She listens, understands, and never judges. You give her the broken pieces of your soul, believing they are being protected. Step 2. Collect ammunition. But every secret you share is not a connection. It is a bullet loaded into her arsenal, carefully stored for a future day. Step 3. The fatal strike. And she does not strike when you are strong. She waits. She waits until you lose your job, when you face a crisis, when you collapse from some tragedy. That is when she uses the very secrets you entrusted to her to destroy your reputation and self-esteem from the inside out. Look at the character Iago in Shakespeare's Othello. Though a man, Iago is the classic model of the backstabber, feigning loyalty, whispering poison, and manipulating trust to destroy his master in the most brutal way. And here's the new idea to identify her. A harsh truth. She practices on others first. Listen very carefully to how she talks about old friends, former colleagues, or ex-lovers. If in every story she always plays the victim and portrays others as traitors, then it is very likely that you are just the main character in the next chapter of that story. How to identify her? Perform 2 observational tests. 1. The loyalty test. Does she defend your honor when you are not there? Or does she participate in the backbiting? 2. Listen to the gossip. A person who gossips about others to you, dissect, will also gossip about you to others. This is an immutable law. The solution here is a basic defensive strategy. Protect your intelligence. Love needs trust, but wisdom demands prudence. Never give anyone the full map of your weaknesses. Betrayal with secrets is a painful blow, but there is a form of control that is even more seductive. One where you willingly hand over your soul. Welcome to the playground of, the siren, the dealer of ecstasy. Her essence is not in control by fear, but by rapture. Her weapon is pleasure. She does not need to bind you. She just needs to become the only drug that gives you a feeling of euphoria, making normal life seem bland and unbearable. Her mechanism is a 3-step brain reprogramming. Step 1, create the peak. She provides incredibly intense experiences, whether through sex, high adrenaline adventures, or stimulating case. Step 2, associate herself with the peak. Your brain begins to form an unbreakable neural link. She is happiness, she is life itself. Step 3, make the real world tasteless. Without her, everything is gray. Friends become boring, work becomes meaningless. You become an addict, willing to do anything for the next fix from her. Think of the manic pixie dream girl archetype from movies, but pushed to a toxic extreme. The girl who enters a guy's life, teaching him how to truly live through impulsiveness. But when she leaves, he can no longer return to his normal life because it has become too mundane. And here is her ultimate goal, to establish a toxic new normal. Peace and stability are seen as boring. Only the chaos, drama, and intense emotions she brings are considered normal. How to identify her? 2 undeniable tests. 1. The detox test. Spend 1 week with no contact. Do you feel peaceful and clear-headed again? Or do you feel empty and craving? The answer will tell you if you are in love or if you are addicted. 2. The cost analysis. What has the price of those peak experiences been? Your health, your job, or other stable relationships? The solution here is a medical one. Dopamine detox. Cut off all contact for 90 days. Learn to find joy again in simple things without external catalysts. Being addicted to pleasure is dangerous, but the 6th archetype is even worse. She does not just want you addicted to her. She wants to consume you entirely. We are entering the void, the emotional black hole. This image is not an exaggeration. Her essence is a void that can never be filled. She does not give, she only takes. All your time, energy, achievements, and ultimately your very identity, are consumed to feed the endless hunger within her. Her mechanism of operation is an invasion under the guise of help. Step 1, invasion. Let me manage your finances. I'm doing this so you can focus on your career. Step 2, turning you into a supply source. Your life is no longer yours. It becomes the resource to fuel her lifestyle and her emotions. Step 3, dissolving your identity. Gradually there is no more you and me. There is only my needs and your service. Look at the tragedy of Salvador Dali and his wife Gala. She was not just a muse, so she was the manager, the controller who turned Dali's art into a commercial industry, draining his wealth and isolating him from the world to serve her own extravagance. And here is her sophisticated strategy, disguising consumption with the language of management. She does not take your money, she manages it. She does not take your time, she helps you organize it. She transforms appropriation into an act of care. How to identify her? 1. The no test. Try saying no to one of her less important requests. A partner would understand. A void will become enraged that its supply has been cut off. 2. The role analysis. In this relationship, are you a partner or a provider? The only solution is a law of physics. Establish ironclad boundaries. You cannot fill a black hole. The only thing you can do is maintain a safe distance so you do not get sucked in. We have passed through 6 circles of hell, but all of them still see you as a person to be manipulated. The final archetype and the final boss goes far beyond that. She does not want to manipulate you. She wants you to worship her. We are talking about the goddess, the one who demands worship. This is the highest level of manipulation. Her essence is not love, but adoration. Your relationship is not a connection. It is a cult, and she is the one and only deity. Her mechanism is a psychological holy war. Step 1, self-deification. She presents herself as having enlightenment, a transcendent understanding that ordinary people cannot attain. Step 2, establish dogma. Her every opinion is truth. Your every disagreement is a sign that you are not good enough or not enlightened. Step 3, demand sacrifice. You must sacrifice relationships, personal goals, even your own reason to prove your devotion to the goddess. Think of the relationship between the psychologists Carl Jung and Toni Wolff, who transformed herself from a colleague into a prophetess, interpreting Jung's theories and demanding ideological submission. And her most dangerous weapon is this, weaponizing your own ideals. She takes your own noble values, like self-development or spirituality, and twists them to demand obedience. If you truly want to grow, you must trust in my guidance. How to identify her? 1. The heresy test. Gently offer a contrary opinion. A partner would be curious. A goddess will see it as a personal attack. 2. The autonomy meter. Do you still have the final say in your own life? The solution here requires an act of blasphemy. Dare to doubt. Trust your own inner compass more than our prophecies. How do you fight against all of this? How do you escape the maze? The answer is not in memorizing these 7 archetypes. It lies in a single secret that Schopenhauer tried to tell us. The very key I promised at the beginning of the video. And here's the most important thing. The secret I promised you from the beginning of the video. The truth is, you cannot avoid them forever. The secret is not in memorizing these 7 types to run away. The secret lies in understanding why they are drawn to certain men. All 7 of these archetypes, from the gold digger to the control freak, are looking for the same thing. They are looking for a void, a man who does not really know what he wants in life, a man with no clear goals, no rules for himself, a man who is like a house without an owner, with the doors left open, waiting for someone to come in and rearrange everything to their liking. The leech sees a man with no financial plan and makes him her plan. The drama queen sees a man who does not know how to create his own joy and brings him chaos. The imposter sees a man unsure of himself and decides to rebuild him from scratch. All of them need a void to operate. So, the real solution, the way out for us, my brothers, is not to build higher walls. It is to fill that void from within. Your job is not to become an expert at reading women. Your job is to become a man who is sovereign over his own life. To build an inner fortress. It sounds grand, but it's as simple as this. Know what your goals are. Know where your boundaries are. And know your own worth without needing anyone's validation. When you have a purpose to pursue, you will not have time for meaningless drama. When you have clear boundaries, no one can drain your energy. When you know who you are, no one can turn you into someone else. Because when you are a mountain, you do not have to worry about the winds. So, the final question for you, for all of us, is not, will I meet these people? The real question is, what kind of man will they meet when they meet me? Stop being afraid. Start building. The man you want to become, Ozed, is waiting. If what we have just discussed means something to you, do these 3 simple things to truly begin this journey. 1. Hit subscribe. See it as a commitment to yourself, a declaration that you will no longer live without direction, and that every week you will receive a perspective, a tool to sharpen your mind. 2. Scroll down and leave a comment. Do not just watch. Write down one thing you realized today, even if it is just one word. When you write it down, it becomes real. And when you read the comments of others, you will know that you are not alone in this fight. And finally, hit the notification bell. The world out there is noisy, and old habits will always try to pull you back. See that bell as a reminder, a signal sent at the exact moment you need it most to keep your compass pointed true.